Hello, my name is Grace, and I'm calling this presentation Sphere of Influence, and I'm using that quite lightly. Before I get into the Sphere of Influence, I'd like to just show my interpretation of human resource frame. And as you can see, based on that video, human resource frame looks at human resource as a family and not like a machine or um, I've chosen a picture where it's an assembly line in a structural frame. Additionally, the human resource frame focuses on the needs, roles, interests, and interactions of people as it aligns the organizational needs with human needs. Okay, so now we have come to what I fondly term as sphere of influence. And as you can see, it starts with the principal. It's not like the principal is the most important. It's just that because this is some sort of an explanation on the influence and priorities of the principal, it was a little bit hard to reconcile the priorities, organizational, and supervision and all that, what with it's a combination of external and internal customers. Anyhow, so the principle is at the heart of it or at the beginning of it because it just symbolizes uh, that that's the leader. And the closest to the leader would be the students. And I've made it that way because even if the principal actually supervises the, the teachers, uh, um, as well as being the manager, the overall manager of the building. Anything that the principal does centers on the well-being of the students. Hence, it's the closest to the principal. And then next to the students would be teachers and parents. We've learned and we were reminded in this class who the most influential people are to us, and they're the closest to us. Um, Teachers, parents, coaches. So I put them there um, because the proper coordination between principal as well uh, with the, um, with the teachers and the parents ensures um, proper care and guidance of students. Um, Paraprofessional will be next because there are kind of like many teachers. They have similar influences, it's just that their interaction is probably shorter, except, of course, perhaps for some special ed students who might have uh, more interactions with the paraprofessionals. I put them in a different sphere primarily because of the scope. Like the teachers would have the lesson plans and the interactions, and the paraprofessionals would have the interactions. So that's really the the only thing I almost included it in the teacher sphere. Okay, next to that would be the cooks, custodians, office staff, and maintenance. And I have them on the next sphere because even if the the head of these departments are probably direct reports to the principal or of the principal or assistant principals, they are still important in the sense that anything they do as well revolves around, for the cooks, feeding the students, making sure they have healthy meals at the right time. Custodians, if there's something wrong with the restrooms, that's not going to be conducive for learning if restrooms uh, or toilets are clogged and students have to go to another side of the building to use the restroom. Or if something's broken, like doors or lockers. Office staff, I almost gave them their own sphere closer to closer than the rest of it because they have quite a bit of interaction with the students as well. And then the last one would be community and alumni. So they're kind of like embracing the whole sphere here because a community that involves families and taxpayers whom we have to answer to because there are technically our employers and alumni. I've put them together with the community because they're out there in the professional world right now. So the interaction between them and the influence between them and the students are not as great as the ones that are actually in the building. So I hope that makes sense because it makes sense to me and it made a lot of sense when I was creating it. Thank you.